Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anu. I'm a holistic mindset and life coach, and I'm here to remind you that you can be, do, and have anything that you want. I offer one-on-one coaching, I do individual calls, and I also offer a package of 28 days, which includes 2 calls per week and daily exercises for 28 days. You can find all the details about my coaching options in the description box below. Today, I wanted to talk about opportunities and how to attract them. And this idea actually came to my mind months ago, where I remembered something that went viral on TikTok, and it was called the lucky girl syndrome. I don't know if you're aware of this, but a few girls went on to social media talking about this lucky girl syndrome. They kept repeating to themselves that they are very lucky or they have the lucky girl syndrome, and they were shocked at the opportunities that opened up for them in daily life, random things working in their favor, people paying for their coffees, getting free meals, getting bonuses, getting gifts, and having just unexpected good news from everywhere. So it's very similar if you've seen the movie Just My Luck. It's an old movie. It's about this girl who's extremely lucky. So no matter where she goes, she's just flowing in abundance. It's like everything she touches turns into gold, kind of a situation. If you want to research on that and find out on social media about the lucky girl syndrome, you're more than welcome to do it, but please be aware a lot of people talk about tricks and tips and how to do it. Writing affirmations until you get carpal tunnel syndrome. If you want to do it, but just know that the truth is much more simpler, and today I'm talking about that. Now, in reality, opportunities are everywhere, but we get to experience them only based on who we are being aware of. To simplify, something that I can quote from James Allen, he mentioned this in his book As Man Thinketh, where he said, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. What does that mean? We only experience opportunities, abundance, whatever you want to call it, based on our conditioning, our belief, our way of thinking. So the fault is not in the opportunities. The fault is not in the world which is not fair to you. The fault is in the lens that you're wearing to look at your world. So you can say, what stops you from experiencing these opportunities is your belief system, is your mindset, is your past experiences, is what you are being aware of. I would like to make this even more simpler by explaining 2 things, what I like to call the foreground and the background. So let's just say in the foreground, this is your daily waking life, your 3D experiences, your so-called reality, where you want to experience certain things. You want to experience opportunities. Now, your foreground is not in fault. Your foreground is going to show you what's in the background. And your background is built on your belief, on your mindset, what conditioning you have, what experiences you have, what have you learned from these experiences. So opportunities in foreground are always there, but your background dictates if you can see or pick up on these opportunities. A very simple exercise would be when you wake up in the morning, you just pick one random color. You can just say, today I decide to see purple. And you will be amazed how many things are purple around you. You will see it everywhere. In your awareness, you'll be more aware of its existence. Next day, pick a different color. Third day, pick another color. And do this until you get the grasp of it. If you can do it with a random color, you can do it with everything, because everything is just there. It's like you get a news of some friend being pregnant, and all of a sudden you see just pregnant women around you. A lot of people have this with their cars, for instance. If they're looking for a certain car to buy, a certain model, all of a sudden, because their awareness in the background, it's this model of car, in their foreground, in their waking life, in their 3D life, they will just see the same model of car everywhere. So opportunities are not to be created or fetched. Opportunities are existing everywhere. We, based on our lens of conditioning, either get to experience it, be aware of it, or not be aware of it. And I will give you a very fresh example where my ego played tricks on me. And this is, I think, just 24 hours or 25 hours ago, this happened to me. For the sake of this video, I'm going to call this situation an opportunity, just so that we can stick to the topic. I had a so-called meeting last evening where I thought I missed out on something because the outcome was negative in my understanding. This happened to me after a long time, I would say after years, where I heard certain words being told to me, and it was kind of a flashback, and it hit me out of nowhere. My initial reaction was that of shock. So I just in that interaction, I froze for a few seconds. And I mentioned this in my gratitude video, where my autopilot is that of everything is working in my favor. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, I don't care. It's working in my favor. So after this pause of a few seconds, it automatically went as a loop in my head. It doesn't matter. It's working in my favor. And a few hours later, I went to bed, but there was still some sort of irritation going on. I can't even call it anxiety or sadness or anything. It was just some sort of irritation. But anyway, I woke up fine and I got on with my life. I went to work. And around noon, this irritation kept creeping up a little bit more. And I thought, why is it bothering me? Why am I still thinking of this meeting from last evening? What sense or what meaning am I giving to it? And like I said, this happened to me after years. So there was this element of, am I doing something wrong? This cannot happen to me. This just cannot happen to me. And I think that was the crack where my ego could get hold of me. And by evening, I was somehow more occupied in this situation. I was then meeting a friend after work, and this friend just lives 15 minutes walk from my place. And this is what I told myself. I give you 15 minutes to figure out what's happening. This is how my self-inquiry works, right? So I'm still on the street, I'm walking home, and that's my autopilot because I know the street, so I don't have to consciously figure out where to go. First question I asked was, is there any resentment towards this person who gave me this news? And the answer was no. No, I still believe this happened for a purpose. I am grateful for this person to deliver this news to me. Okay, so this person is out of the picture now. It's got nothing to do with this person, right? That was quick and easy. Then I asked myself, how do you feel about it? Now it's no longer an irritation. It's somehow nagging, it's in the back burner. How do I feel about it? And instantly my mind went, I feel rejected. The moment I heard that in my mind, I feel rejected, I laughed out loud. So where did I learn about rejection? Instantly, my ego screamed, how dare you even ask this question? What do you mean where you learned about rejection? It happened to you so much in the past. There we go. I was operating from my old self. For me to then remember, okay, what was I feeling or how was I feeling the days before that led to this meeting? I knew what kind of meeting this was going to be. I knew what would be the topic that I'm going to talk about, and what was my position the days leading to that evening was that of my old story. My old story where I did get rejected in the past, and not just in that situation, but in similar situations as well. So I was bracing for impact. Now, what is bracing for impact? It's when you have a plan B, right? I'm going to make a proposal. If I'm 100% convinced, I have so much confidence, and I'm 100% in my faith, I will not have a plan B. plan B is me trying to have a little parachute for crash landing. And I had a plan B. Why? Because I had my experiences. When I realized that, I said, okay, I am now going to give myself 24 hours to absorb this, to deal with this, and blah, blah, blah. And there I went instantly. Why? Why do I need 24 hours to be okay? It's fine if you want to do that with your feelings and emotions, but I can tell you, I'm talking about myself from my experiences. When the ego plays tricks and reminds you of your past experiences that were not in your favor, that were painful, you leave a little window open and you will never know how quickly that takes you down a rabbit hole. I've spent almost 24 hours dealing with this irritation. Now that I'm aware of it, I choose not to be that because I am not that. I am not my past self. But you see, this is perhaps the entire point of me even going through that experience so that I can talk about it. So the opportunity was there, but I had not shifted. I was looking at the foreground based on my background. My past experiences were in the picture. The same kind of choices lead to the same outcome, or the same kind of mindset, or the same kind of thinking leads to the same experience. So you can do as much as lucky girl syndrome you want, but ask yourself, who are you aware of being? You already are lucky. You are. What stops you from experiencing that luck is your own conditioning, is your own limitation. And then just observe it and figure out it's coming from your ego. It's coming from this place of hurt or blame or shame or what happened in the past. This is what I learned, right? And emotions can feel very real because they somehow create this wave within us. I am extremely grateful that I could not marinate in that. And just when I arrived home, I wanted to record this video because this will go out on Friday. So just tomorrow, actually, now I can say tomorrow. And I thought, do I just need to rest tonight and I'll try to finish work early tomorrow and rush few things here and there and then rush with the editing? And I said, no, why? Everything is fine. Everything is okay. So I am a living proof, a living testimony, freshly out of the oven, this experience from 24 hours ago. Observe it. Observe it. See, where is this coming from? So instead of me marinating in that false rejection, something that I learned being rejected, like how can anything ever be rejected? Everything is existing here now. There's nothing that you're creating, nothing that you're fetching. You are just matching up to it. So luck is everywhere. It somehow is nice to wake up and say, I choose this. I am the most luckiest person. It's wonderful. But no, it is everywhere. You are not creating it. You are just dissolving the walls that you've built against it. That's all. And these walls are, again, our conditioning, our way of thinking. Problem is not in the opportunities and the luck around you. The problem is what's stopping you from experiencing it. This example of mine, me being so raw and vulnerable here in front of you all, is just for that. Opportunities are everywhere. How do you choose to approach that when you wake up, when you step out? Are you preparing for all the bad things that might happen? Do you think if you're the most luckiest person, that's going to be even in your radar of your awareness? You might even think about all the bad things that might happen to you. No, I did that with last night's meeting, right? I calculated the pros and cons and what could go wrong because it went wrong in the past and blah, blah, blah. How do you expect a different outcome, my dear? It's all to do with us. No blaming, shaming, fixing anyone. No he said, she said, none of that. So stop with the narrative of been there, done that. No, we've not been a new version of ourselves. We have not done what a new version of ourselves would do. Once burned, twice shy. Forget all of that. Really, just chuck it out of the window. It's like, when you clean your phone or your iPad and you put it in delete and like permanently delete. And if the memory comes up, let it come up. But just know it's a memory. You are not there. Internal dialogue. What's going on here? Which movie am I watching inside? That's going to be the projection outside. I did mention this in my previous videos as well, and I'm going to repeat myself. It doesn't matter how many times you lose the way. It's your intensity of return, and returning to what? To your truth, to your true self, to your God state, to the universe, whatever you want to call it, but come back to that truth. That's all. And I'm so humbled and grateful that I did not go down that spiral. Self-inquiry is not about judgment or blame or shame. This is me being honest and vulnerable, speaking the truth because I speak from my experiences. I would not dare talk about anything that I have not experienced firsthand. For me, that goes against my ethics, that goes against my principle. No shame around it, no blaming, no judgment. Self-inquiry, it's for your betterment. It's for you to experience abundance. It's for you to experience all the wonderful opportunities that exist everywhere. You are surrounded by it. But can you see it? The problem is not creating these opportunities. The problem is, why can't I see it? That's where we put our awareness. And that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your precious time, for being here. And also, the channel is doing very well. It's growing quite rapidly. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Also like the video and leave a comment so that it can reach out to other people. I'm sending you lots of love and I'm going to see you all next Friday. Bye.